Hey guys, my name's Alex Sigmund, and my presentation is on Kanazawa. So just some characteristics of Kanazawa. It's located in the central part of mainland Japan, in between the Sagawa River and the Asinogawa River. And it's the capital of the Ishikawa prefecture. It's basically like right by the sea. Its population is around 465,000, and it is renowned for its geisha and samurai districts. If you guys don't know, a geisha is a highly skilled entertainer who appears at high-end dinners, private parties, and special events. They're very expensive, so if you were to ever visit Japan, there's a good chance you might not get one. Also, too, you generally have to know somebody that knows like the geisha house to hire that entertainment. They're also known for their Kenroku garden. Some of the people there, they're very friendly, laid back, hardworking. It's kind of rare for like people to speak out. They're just generally very polite. And then the dialect is influenced by Kansai, which is the southwestern Japan dialect. There's some history. The name itself means Marsh of Gold, and there's a old legend about a peasant named Imori Togoro who he washed gold dust in a local marsh, so that's kind of where the name comes from. During the Edo period, it was one of Japan's most powerful cities. The Maeda family lives there, or lived there. They governed the Ishikawa prefecture for about 300 years. I think it said it was 14 generations. And they were the second most influential ruler next to the shogun in Japan. Once they started to modernize Japan in around 1870, they went from being this big influential city to just another average everyday city because they didn't bother to really modernize it. So some places to visit in Kanazawa. The Kenroku Gardens. It's about 25 acres big, and it's one of the top 3 gardens of Japan. The name itself means a 6 attributes garden, or garden of 6 elements. Those 6 elements derive from a Chinese book that describes what are needed for the perfect garden. Those 6 elements are extensive space, quiet seclusion, human artistry, old-fashioned elegance, flowing waters, and distant views. And this garden itself actually possesses all 6 attributes. When going through, the pathways will take you to secluded areas that you can rest at, and you'll also see very beautiful views, much like this pond in the picture. The 21st Century Museum of Contemporary Art, it's a 21st century design built in 2004, I believe. And this is kind of different from most of Kanazawa because most of their buildings are still very old. They're not as modernized as this. It's a circular building with no main entrance. And it's a paid entry to go see most of the exhibit, but there are a few free exhibits that you can go and see. And the art that it focuses on is from 1980 to current, and it focuses on installations, video, and mixed media. It's Kanazawa Castle Park. This was the castle where the Maeda family resided during their reign. The castle itself got burnt down, and they just never bothered to rebuild it. They did rebuild the turrets that kind of watch over some of the gates, and once they did that, they reopened the castle or the park for people to come in and view. There's really not too much there other than just like greenery, and you also get beautiful views no matter which way you look. So you can, on a clear day, you can actually see Mount Hakuzan just from inside the walls. And you can also climb the walls too, just to kind of enjoy some other views as well. The Nagamachi Samurai District, as the name suggests, it was home of the samurais of Nagamachi. Sorry about the picture being blurry. So the town possesses many canals and stone pathways that wrap around, so it's nice for walking, nice for viewing. And then some of the samurai houses and their gardens are open up to the public for you to view, so you can walk in, see kind of what the samurai were like in Nagamachi, and you can see their gardens. It gives you an insight to what the city life was like over a century ago in Nagamachi. Kurando Terashima's house. He was a middle-ranked samurai who lived from 1777 to 1837, and the house itself kind of gives you a glimpse of what elaborate life Kanazawa samurai and their families lived. The garden in the back was known as a kensen, which means dry spring. And in the garden, at least now, they have in the spring azalea trees. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, which are apparently rare. And then in the fall, they have the maple leaves and the foliage and all of that in the garden. It just makes it look absolutely spectacular. It's not a very touristy point, so if you wanted to get away from the crowds or anything and just take like a nice rest but still see something beautiful, this would be a great place to go. The Omicho Market. It is the largest fresh food market in Kanazawa. Most of the stalls will be selling locally caught seafood, but you can also get fruits and vegetables. You can find flowers, clothing, kitchen tools, and other just miscellaneous things. And most of the activity happens during the morning, and it does get a little busy during lunch, but mainly it goes on in the morning. And the only reason why it gets busy during the lunch is a lot of tourists will go to the Omicho Market area and go to the restaurants that they have there to eat. So some foods to try that are famous in Kanazawa. There's kagariori. So there really wasn't too much on what exactly it all was, but it's just composed of seafood, vegetables, and local ingredients. I'm not even sure what the local ingredients are. I went to a couple different sites and they just kept saying local ingredients, so I'm not sure that's supposed to be a secret or what it's supposed to be. There's also a jabuni, which was a dish that was started back in the Edo era. And the broth consists of soy sauce and sugar. Then you have stew duck or chicken with thin sheets. I have it as think. That's my bad. Of wheat gluten, shiitake mushrooms, and vegetables. Then the broth and meat are coated with flour to give it a more mellow flavor. And some people will put wasabi on it as well. The sushi shops usually have a long wait to them, but the locally caught fish are regarded as some of the best. So if you really want to wait the time, then go to the sushi shops. And there are my sources. Thanks for watching, guys.